Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Marvel Contest of Champions. So I haven't done one of these videos in quite some time, at least as far as videos go. I've been live streaming a lot here lately. But as most of you know, if you've been paying attention to the live streams I have done over the past couple of days, I have switched alliances up to a different alliance from Haha. And in Haha we hadn't done map 6 since pre-12.0. And the alliance that I'm currently moving into, or have moved into, we are actually running map 6 2 days out of the AQ week. And so I figured, since this is the last alliance quest in season 3, let's go ahead and do a little bit of gameplay footage. And also out of this you can see the path that I am on. I'm going to be hitting up Crossbones in the first fight, and this kind of lets you see that, like right there, just the slightest mistakes that you make in these kind of little fights can cause the biggest difference. I mean, we didn't take very many hits there whatsoever, but we lost a significant amount of health in the process. And really I kind of chalk it up to the fact that I haven't done map 6 for quite some time now, but little mistakes like that could have very easily been avoided. And now I'm stuck in the point with Hyperion where I have to try and get him up to 3 of the cosmic charges, so that I can at least heal him back up just the slightest a bit that I possibly can, moving on for the next section, which is what I want to do here. See, you effectively baited out the L1, was able to proc the healing, and honestly, with the time frame that I had left, I really could have went further into this, but I just ended up KOing him. I really didn't get the full potential out of that I wanted to. Now, this next fight I thought was actually going to be a little bit harder for me because of the fact that we are going up against an all-or-nothing Colossus. So I thought, you know, this is going to be a little bit more difficult, especially considering the fact that we've got Vision, Age of Ultron, that we're using in this circumstance, because most of my other power drain characters just weren't available at the time. Ideally, I would have liked to have brought Magic into this one, but Magic's tied up in Alliance Wars on defense currently. So I thought, you know, this is going to be a little bit more difficult. We're going up against Colossus. We have to get... this is one that I had to get perfect. There was no room for error. And you can see we got the L2, which completely power drained Colossus at the perfect moment. Like, that was the start of the downhill slope for him. And I was very, very surprised at how much easier this fight really was than I thought it was going to be. It didn't take nearly as long as I thought it was going to. Very, very easy fight as far as I'm concerned. Now we move on into the first fight. We're going to be using Black Widow, and that is an Electro. And this guy has the potential to completely wreck a person because of the fact that once he slips under 25% health, he starts putting buffs on after buffs on after buffs on. And I just, you know, it's one of those fights where you have to make the right moves every single time, and you can't bring in just any old character to do this with either, because the fact that it's, you know, it's an Electro. You need to take minimal amount of damage in this fight, because there's a possibility that after the fact, once he hits that 25% health, he can do so much more damage. And his L1 can sometimes be a little bit tricky to evade. I don't think I've ever had too often of a time where I've had an issue being able to evade his L1, but sometimes it seems like it goes a little bit further than it possibly needs to. And there you can see we hit him under the 25%, and he's got these buffs that just stack. And even there, as you can see, taking that L1 in a blocked phase as a parry still does a pretty significant amount of damage, but we didn't have any problem getting through it. This next fight was the absolute hardest fight that I had to do on this path, and this is a Juggernaut with the ability to cause Fissure, which is every time he hits you, he lands an armor break on. And the only character that I really had that I could take up against him that I felt comfortable with was Vision, Age of Ultron, because of the fact that we can power drain as well. But the biggest issue is just timing out everything perfectly with that unstoppable, especially if you mess up. And I did mess up at least once or twice in this fight by not using my L1 to the full potential. And also, I believe I don't think I ever made it up to an L2. We'll see as the footage rolls, but obviously there's no background sound to the fights in this because I'm using the old method of recording my AZ screen recorder, because I wanted to be comfortable while I was doing these Alliance Quest fights. I didn't want to completely screw up and make a fool of myself on the very first day being back in this Alliance, and end up getting the boot before Season 4 of Alliance Quest even kicks off. But as you can see, we still end up taking a little bit more damage than we probably should have. That was the first time that we screwed up, but we're going to recover. That's not a problem there, but you just have to be really effective at being able to watch what's going on. And if you can't get to your special moves in time, then you're just pretty much screwed. Right there was one where I screwed myself up big time. I shouldn't have let him get that L1 off. I was looking at the fact that I had an L2 and that I could have let him build up power, but the guy just won't do it. He won't build it up. Once he gets to that point where he's got the L1 ready to proc, it's going to go. He's going to let loose of it no matter what you want him to do. So you're more effective just trying to get him to the L1, push him to it, and then use your special 1 or special 2 just to go ahead and drain him. Don't try to push it any further just to pick up a little bit of extra oomph when you don't really need to. But alright guys, that's going to be it for me talking throughout this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little section. This is just section 1. I'll have section 2 and 3 coming as soon as I have those finished. But if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like on it. If you're new to the channel, please consider leaving a sub on it. And if you do, remember to hit that bell notification button so that you get notifications anytime that I post videos. Or follow me on Twitter. Link will be down in the description below. You'll also get notifications there every single time that I post videos. But as always guys, I'll catch you in the next episode. Later!